So probably by now you all know that AVICII died at the young, very, very young age of 28. He's younger than me, has accomplished so much, has produced so many great tracks. And it's just really devastating news to all of us, to the entire EDM community. I can still really remember his first releases that I also all still have on my hard drive, up to the very newest ones that were just massive hits, really good production. He's like the king of like progressive melodies. And it's just really sad. I think no one should ever die with an age of just 28. That's just not fair. That shouldn't be this way. And the cause of that is up for speculation at the moment, at least right now where I'm recording this. No one really knows. No one stated anything that is 100% sure. But I think it's very unlikely that he was killed or that an accident happened, because he was found in his hotel. So I think the most likely is that he died due to his medical conditions that also forced him to quit touring 2 years ago. There's also a slight chance of suicide, but I hope it's not, because like that's even way worse and sadder, because yeah, suicide is just the most stupidest thing on earth. Doesn't help anyone, just makes everyone suffer that is around you and that actually cares about you. Definitely never ever an option. But I don't want this video to be about speculating too much or anything, because we really just don't know. I think in a couple of days they will tell the press or someone will leak it. I never met him personally, unfortunately. I just saw him play twice here in my hometown, in front of 2,000 to 3,000 people at the very beginning of his career, and it then just skyrocketed so heavily that he never came back here to this town, because the biggest club was just way too small for him. His career was like the fastest and biggest growth, I think, with Martin Garrix's career at a very young age, very fast to the top. I think this rapid, extreme growth and him being more introverted, being on a stage, having anxiety about being on a stage is probably the cause of his death. I think that's what everyone is assuming at the moment. It's the most likely. He had drinking problems. He got, what is it called again? Pancreatitis, and his gallbladder and appendix were removed in 2016, which ended his touring career. So for the past 2 years, he wasn't touring, just producing, doing like little singer-songwriter sessions, touring with like a bus through the US and just writing songs. And I think if you've watched the documentary about him that is on Netflix, if you haven't, go check it out, because it shows you the flip side, the truth about the touring DJ life. It's definitely not for everyone. I would even go so far, it's for no one. It's not natural to sit on an airplane every day and fly for half of the day, get absolutely no sleep, play in front of thousands of people that expect so much from you, and the time schedule, interviews, getting no sleep, no rest, no vacations. And even if you have time off, you constantly think about what's coming next. You have to plan it. You have to be ready for it. And I think that's one of the problems in the EDM scene. You have the producing, which is more for introverted people that have a lot of patience, like to be alone, look at their computer 24/7, and just train and gain experience and do that over and over and over again. And on the other hand, you have DJing, which is more like a social thing. You go out, you party, you hang out with the promoter, your fans, you have to be active, involved, being in that mass, scheduling, being on tour, not resting, not stopping. Completely different lifestyles. And if you take someone that is used to one and his personality is geared more towards it, and force onto him this other part, it can be just too much. I mean, just to give you an example, and I'm just far away from what AVICII or other superstar DJs have to go through, but I had last year a small tour in Norway. I started here in my hometown, Düsseldorf, had to fly to Amsterdam, from Amsterdam to Oslo, got off the plane, had a dinner to the hotel, getting my stuff for DJing all night long. And then usually the promoters, they book you because they like your music, they are happy that you're there, so they want to have a good time with you. They only have this every month, if they're doing like monthly parties, maybe every week, and they kind of expect from you to party with them. So you start drinking, the next day you wake up, you just get to the next airport, and I then flew from Oslo to Bergen, which isn't that far, a beautiful city by the way. Had again dinner, had maybe half an hour to check out the city, back to the hotel, getting my stuff. And at that point I was so tired that I was just like, I don't want to DJ. I don't want to go there, I don't want to party, I don't want to DJ. It was just too much for me. And this was just like one weekend, that entire month where I was touring. Other DJs have that constantly, like all the time, like flying, eating, DJing, drinking, trying to sleep, flying again. For example, I know Steve Aoki, he does like a crazy amount of shows, and I think his personality is different. He loves to be the center of attention, maybe to an extent where it isn't normal anymore. So he probably minds less, but I still think it affects him in a big way. But he maybe learned mechanisms to kind of cope with that situation. I also know Laidback Luke does a lot of healthy things, sports, and tries to keep a schedule to kind of stay sane over the years of heavily touring. So this video is actually kind of a warning for young DJs that dream about becoming a big DJ. Yes, I know the money, the fame, and all the stuff that surrounds it. It looks great, and that's what all the DJs post about, like here, new gig, thousands of people, new song. But all of this that you see, you just see the shiny side of it. The side that is created for you as an audience, as a fan, to admire that person. But I can guarantee you, every single person, not only DJs, producers, everyone on this planet has like another side that is probably dark and full of problems. We all have problems. Some are rich and have a problem that they're followed by paparazzi or that there's a scandal. Some people are poor and their problems are paying the rent. And no matter where you're on the spectrum, you can be extremely happy, but you can be also depressed. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how famous you are. You will always have problems you have to face. And it's better to just solve them, take care of them, acknowledge them, and try to keep them as small as possible, no matter where you're standing in your life. And let me emphasize that again, for everyone that thinks I want to be a DJ to solve all of my problems, they won't go away. They will just change into other problems, maybe even bigger problems. So don't see the DJ producer career getting famous as a solution to your problems. It just isn't. And if you think DJing in front of thousands of people and touring all the time is fun, yes, it might be. But if you do that constantly, non-stop, without an option of stopping it, because that's also what you see in the documentary of AVICII. He tries to stop, but there is no option for him to stop immediately. It just isn't possible. Because a lot of people tell me I'm free as an artist. I'm a full-time DJ producer. I'm happy about that. Don't get me wrong. But everyone thinks you're free. You can do whatever you want. But that's not the case. For example, in AVICII's case, when he stopped trying to tour, there is a manager. And this manager has a team of 5, maybe 6, maybe even 10 people. Then there is a label. The label has 20 employees. Then there is the venue you have to DJ at with like 100 employees, the security, all of the people that come to your show that paid high entrance fees. And there is no way for you to not show up or cancel it. The punishment is usually in a contract. It's really, really high because this entire festival or big concert is canceled due to you if you're like the headliner, and AVICII was always the headliner. You have disappointed fans, and you have a lot of lives on the line, livelihoods on the line, like people that need support their family, and if you don't show up, so there is a lot of pressure. There's a pressure of supporting at least 200, 300 people in one person that is like below 28. That's insane. No one could ever take this. And then on top you have like the haters, the fans. Both can be annoying if it's extreme. And I think those people get to someone, especially if you're not the type of person that is made for this. So yeah, really think about if that's the right path for you. Just really think about it. Maybe if you love being in the studio producing, maybe do ghost productions for other DJs. Maybe it's about time that the DJing and producing gets separated more and more again, also like publicly. Because a lot of young kids, they think the star DJ is performing, he's producing, he has a label, he has events and everything. It's really not possible to do all of this yourself in just one person. So a lot of people have ghost producers. but this isn't really communicated to the ones that admire them. But yeah, that's really my statement, my comment to this case. It's really sad. It's really sad that someone has to die at this young of an age, especially that he stopped touring. I was actually hoping that he will get better really soon. Maybe not tour again, but still be part of the EDM community and produce and make huge hits for everyone to enjoy, and maybe take this entire situation as a warning. Take care of yourself, be careful. If there's something you don't want to do, just don't do it. Don't let anything, any contract or anyone else push you into something that isn't yours. And also money doesn't really matter, as you can see from this case. So yeah, I hope you take this as a little warning. Be careful what you're getting yourself into, what you wish for your life, and maybe it's just sometimes time to hit the brake, relax a little, take a step back, and just do what truly is best for you, because you just have this one life, and it's your responsibility to shape it. Don't let other people shape it into something you don't like. And if that ever happens, just try to get away from those kind of people. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope I won't get hated that much for this video, because there's also a little bit of pressure on me doing these videos, making my music. It's part of it. You have to learn to live with it. And yeah, tomorrow back to the regular program, me in the studio showing you how I make my music, how I go about my life as a DJ and producer. I hope you enjoyed this video or you got some new insights. If you have any comment, just leave it down below, and we will see us tomorrow.